Chapter 29 of Fuzzy Mud. Wednesday, November 3rd at 3:33 p.m. Tamaya was trapped in a ditch, shouting for help, and Chad was beating her with a stick. That was how it looked to Marshall from the side of the hill. "Hey, leave her alone!" he shouted, but they were too far away to hear him. He hurried down the hill, slapping at branches to slow his momentum. Chad continued to swing the stick like some kind of wild man. "Leave her alone!" Marshall shouted again. They still didn't hear him. When he reached the steep drop-off, he dug the edges of his sneakers into the dirt and slid back and forth like a skier down toward the gully. "Chad!" he shouted. Chad stopped mid-swing. "If you want to fight someone, fight me!" Marshall challenged. "Marshall!" screamed Tamaya. "Save me!" "Drop the stick," he commanded. He edged his way downward. Chad continued to swing it. "I'm trying to help her. I said leave her alone." "The mud's really bad, Marshall," Tamaya called to him. "Chad's blind. He's trying to get the stick to me." For the first time, Marshall finally could see Chad's grotesquely blistered and swollen face. Blind? He had to turn all his thoughts inside out and backward in order to try to take in what was happening. "I'm almost there," he called back. "Just quit swinging that stick." He slid the final few feet to the edge of the gully and then tried to reach out to Tamaya. "I'm here," he said. "Hold out your hand." She was too far away. "Don't let the mud get on you," she warned. He didn't care about himself. He let one foot slide down the side of the gully into the mud as he reached for her. The mud was well past his knee when the tips of his fingers touched Tamaya's. Mud pasted her face. Her eyes were shut tight. "Lean a little toward me," he urged as he inched just a bit closer. She bent toward him. He grabbed her hand. "I gotcha." He pulled hard, but she wouldn't budge. "Try to take a step," he urged. "I'm trying," she screamed. It was hopeless. He looked at Chad, standing motionless on the other side. "Chad, we need you." "I can't," Chad answered. "You have to," said Marshall. Chad took a tentative step, then stopped. "I can't," he repeated. Marshall let go of Tamaya. It took all his effort just to raise his own leg out of the mud. He moved along the side of the gully until he was safely clear of Tamaya. "Jump towards my voice," he told Chad. "Jump as hard and as fast as you can." "I can't." "Just do it, you thumb-sucking coward." "Hey!" Chad shouted, and then came flying toward him. Marshall grabbed him by the arms as he landed to keep him from falling backward into the gully. "Come on," he urged. He guided Chad back to Tamaya, and they each stepped down into the mud. Tamaya stretched out her arms. Marshall grabbed one hand, Chad found the other, and they pulled. She still wouldn't move. "Keep pulling," Marshall urged. A deep grunt came from somewhere inside Chad, and Tamaya moved just a little bit closer. They kept pulling. Another grunt, and Tamaya took a small step, and then another. "Put your hand on my shoulder," Marshall told her. As she did, he wrapped his arm around her waist and then pried her up and out of the mud. 2 times 67,108,864 equals 134,217,728. 2 times 134,217,728 equals 268,435,456.